Welcome. I'm Halcyon, and this is Hug Nation's Belief Buffet. Hug Nation, now a daily practice, a daily collection of activities and gatherings. Morning love broadcast on Facebook at 9 a.m. on my wall. And then noon and 6 p.m. gratitude circles at zoom.hugnation.com. And a once a week Belief Buffet, little lesson download, wisdom of the week, right here, right now. Today, I want to do a crap or cone reminder. Now, crap or cone is a concept that I shared in my TEDx talk years ago, and it's something that I reshare frequently. It's something that I remind myself frequently about, and it is frequently reminded back to me when I lose track of where my focus should be and maybe getting too caught up in the negative. And the concept behind crap or cone is that at every moment, constantly in your life, you are one with an ice cream cone in your hand and a foot in dog crap. And every moment you have got things that you appreciate, things that you love. You've got laughing babies, you've got your favorite food, you've got friends, you've got dancing. And at the exact same time, you have work that needs to get done. You've got aches and pains. You've got loud noises while you're trying to do a recording as they do construction in the place next to you. At every moment, you've got these collection of possible things you could place your focus on. And the way and the degree in which you enjoy your life is determined by where you place your focus. Doesn't mean you pretend that there's no crap. It means that you stay aware that both exist. And it definitely means you don't set your ice cream cone down to get over-focused on your crap and tell everyone, oh my gosh, come here, you gotta smell this. And so that little phrase, crap or cone, has saved me many, 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 many times. In fact, this morning, before I got out of bed, I was kind of swirling in, let's say crap thoughts. And luckily, I know that a crap or cone practice can be helpful, can save you. And it doesn't mean, that the bad stuff goes away. I want to make sure that that's clear. My grandfather, who is the one who I kind of modeled this around, he was the most gratitude-filled person that I ever knew. But he also, focused energy on things like being anti-war and trying to be politically active. He wrote his congresspeople every single day. But once he hit send, he focused on all the options he had to eat for dessert that day, or the beautiful trees, or his connection to his grandchildren. And so today, since I am needing to practice it, I wanted to revisit this and kind of maybe practice it a little bit. For example, can you hear that? They're doing construction next door. That could be crap. Let's say it is crap. And the cone is, look at me with this roof over my head, a warm bed. I've got all the equipment to broadcast. I've got access to these digital tools so we can have this connection. Cone, 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 cone. Is it distracting that there is sound? Sure. Is it a little bit of a bummer that this archive will be plagued by those sounds? Yep. But it's not everything. And if I got worked up into my frustration, I would forget all of the beautiful things that are also a part of this moment and this opportunity in this day. And that's something that I've really kind of been leaning into lately, is how crap or cone is not a tool to snap you into pure focus on ice cream, although sometimes it can be. It's to extend the breadth of your awareness of your life and this moment to include everything, to include loss, tragedy, struggles, failure, as well as triumphs and love and connection. And so if you can really appreciate all of it, is when you can sink into the fullness of the human experience. And also you can appreciate and see other people in a deeper, more connecting way, when you can see the complexity of every human and everyone's experience. I think that's how we find the real deep connections with people, is when we see their crap, we see their cone, and we see, yes, we are both one foot in dog crap, eating our ice cream cone. So maybe together we can take a moment and appreciate the beautiful scoops, the beautiful tastes, the opportunity to share a moment together. And for a moment, maybe forget about our crap. And then maybe if there's time, we say, hey, did you know there's a whole bunch of dog crap over there? So you might want to avoid that. Or what I've found the best way to get crap off your shoe is this. Or sometimes we just go, whoo, that was a bunch of crap. Now, back to the ice cream. So one of the other, routes or paths of thought that I had the last few days was about aging and health and the body. I visited my mom, and I leaned over to get something out of my car, and she noticed the top of my head, and she's like, oh, hey, oh boy, you're really starting to thin up there. And it's not that I didn't know that, but something about hearing my mom, the person who all your life always says, you're so handsome, to have her kind of being like, oh, hey, look at that. It kind of rattled me a little bit, maybe focused a little bit too much. It became crap that I couldn't stop looking at and smelling. And so crap or cone can pull me out of that and go, oh, wait a minute. I am so blessed to still have my hair. I'm so blessed that it's thick enough that I can bleach it and dye it. I'm so blessed that years and years and years of bleaching it has not, permanently destroyed my scalp, or I was going to say caused brain damage, but that's, the jury's still out on that. I'm so grateful that I have my mom still around, and so that I can even have those interactions with her. So grateful that I got to hug my mom this weekend. Grateful that she and my father are healthy. There's this cone. Now, sure, am I struggling with some aches and pains that don't seem to be healing with the same rapidness that did when I was a youth? Yep. But while I'm struggling with a pain in my elbow and a bump on my head, that's two pieces of body in this entire system. Everything else is working incredibly. That's like just a little bitty fleck of poop with a dump truck full of ice cream. Now, that being said, you shouldn't eat your ice cream out of dump trucks. And even if there is a fleck in your poop, you still don't want to eat it. E. coli and everything. Yeah, let me think about this metaphor for a second. Don't eat the crap because it's also in the cone. It used to make so much sense. Why am I confused in this moment? Oh well. Yeah, I'm just feeling so much gratitude. I had this weekend. I had a number of experiences that were so rich and so beautiful that it's almost silly that I started this day, started Monday off feeling a little down and thinking about negative things. Or maybe it makes sense because I had such a peak over the weekend. I had a Pink Heart party. We had a dance party that was incredible. For many of us, first time to be socializing publicly in a year and a half or so. And because of my history with Pink Heart, I got to receive so much wonderful appreciation and thanks, even though I didn't do really anything except show up for the setup. The party was organized by Rudolph and Brian, and it was such an incredible feeling to see these campmates, these leaders in camp, take over and take on this leadership responsibility and really outperform anything I could do. But also, retain the vibe and the energy that Pink Heart has been accumulating and creating over the years. This kind of momentum of love energy that I helped to get in motion is now steamrolling on, whether I'm involved or not. And that's a really incredible feeling. That is a whole lot of ice cream. I also had an experience before the evening party this weekend where First Saturdays took place. And so that's our homeless outreach. And we've had, since COVID, we've had limited outings. We still go out every month, except for 1 month when we were instructed, we were on lockdown, don't go out. Every other month we have gone out, and just to be present and be consistent to the people that we serve. But they've been modest. And this weekend, we kind of started to grow a little bit more, and it really felt like we were starting to come back. And next month, we're going to be at a new location. A church is letting us use their courtyard. I'm really excited about that. We're really kind of starting to promote and flyer into the our community that we serve. But the really beautiful experience for this weekend was right when I showed up to start setting up, a young couple was there. They really, not at all what you would visualize when you think of a homeless person. Or they were vibrant, they were attractive and charismatic and gregarious and well-spoken, and they offered to help. And so for an hour or so, we were working side by side and talking and sharing stories, and I really felt so blessed to be able to connect with them and to be able to be present and hear their stories, hear their love story. That this is not the way that you normally would picture or think about someone who is in this situation that feels like so terrible. And yet they had a very crapper cone way of looking at the world, and they did not complain about things, and they were problem solving and optimistic and really grateful. And I've just felt so touched, so blessed to be able to have that interaction, to have those people in my life. So there's so much cone. So much cone. So I just wanted to remind myself and remind you, if you're not familiar with the crapper cone idea, to use it as a little kind of tweak, a little way to take your thoughts out of maybe the myopic dead end of negativity. Not convince yourself that those things aren't real, but remind yourself that so much more is real as well. So many beautiful things and wonderful things. It helps me on a daily basis, sometimes even more significantly than others. And today is one of those days. So thank you for being part of my cone. Thank you for spreading your goodness and connection in the world and being a part of the cone of so many others. I love you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified. And just be awesome and spread your light. I love you.